Okay. Live from the basement. All right. So today, how everybody doing? Today is the first week that we're going to do a synopsis of the minor adjustments program. And say hi. It's my beautiful wife, Linnell Apple Williams. See if you can pull it up. We doing this first time live, so we're gonna try to find it on Hi, what's up? What's up, Elijah? Hold on. What's going on, man? We gotta look on my page and see where it at. So today we gonna find we're gonna do the synopsis of the minor adjustment program, and basically what we do is we're gonna go through each chapter. We're gonna go through each chapter. Not today. Alright, what you gonna say? Each day we're going to go through a chapter. Each week, every Friday at 6 o'clock, we're going to go through the chapter. And we basically going to show y'all what we do when we go into the institution or when we do the minor adjustments program. And we're just going to have basically a synopsis of what we do, just because I want people to see how we operate, or how we use our enthusiasm, and how we use our collectively, how we work together. If she's doing a group, if I'm doing a group, no matter who's doing a group, we're just going to basically show you how we do it. Each week we have a different subject. Today is an introduction of what we do when we go. The first week is an introduction, and that basically the introduction is who's the facilitator, how long the group's going to last. Is it going to be a smoke break at that facility? All those type of things is the things that we're going to try to figure out. You know, is anything I'm forgetting something? What else?
No, you're doing good.
And other than that, you know, we're just going to go through each week. We're going to show you how we work the minor adjustments program, something that God have gave us to do to try to help individuals in our communities, individuals struggling with addictions, not only struggling with substances or something like that. You could be struggling with anger. You could be struggling with else, some other stuff. You could be struggling with
work.
You could be struggling with work, she says. So basically, that's what we're going to do. I'm glad whoever's watching and everything, and I'm always focused on creating the video and speaking and everything, so somebody can go back later who might be at work and can't look at it, so they'll look at it later. So we're going to go through that and everything. You can type right there. Okay, let's see. So the first, what we do is we go to each week we have an introduction, and each week I have an expectation for the group. So whatever the expectation is for the group, I'll come up with an expectation. As soon as we get there, I'll have an expectation, or whoever's facilitating the group, they must come up with an expectation, what they want to try to instill into the individuals that they're going to be dealing with. So the individuals that they're going to be dealing with, they want to deal with those individuals like that and have an expectation. So for the introduction, my expectation for this week is that individuals will grab hold of the concept of learning by repetition. My expectation is that individuals will learn or grab hold of the concept of learning by repetition. And I'll read some of the stuff in the book, and I'll explain what I mean about learning by repetition. Go ahead, you got something?
I'll jump in.
So the first chapter of the introduction, the book, it says, when I first wrote this first book, Pushed Out the Crack House into God's House, I didn't realize that it would be used for other things. Pushed out the crack house was a life lesson that I used to share everywhere I was asked to speak. This workbook is put together with much prayer and heart searching. The purpose of the workbook is to teach you how to allow your past to push you into your destiny. One of the things that I want to try to teach individuals is how to use their past to push them into their destiny. Push them into the destiny. Instead of having your past hold you, I want to try to teach individuals how to allow their past to push them into the destiny. You remember I said that the expectation is I want individuals to grab hold of the concept of learning by repetition. What that means is when a child, if you use the concept of a child, when a child learns or try to learn how to ride a bike, the child gets on the bike and he falls. He gets back up on the bike, try to ride, and he falls again. The child gets back on the bike and he falls again. Then eventually the child gets on the bike and the child will eventually ride the bike. Now the child learned how to ride that bike, and he learned it by repetition. And the reason why he learned it by repetition is because he kept falling and he kept getting on it and he kept trying to do it. Now the reason why the child fell is because, pay attention, is because the child did not learn how to stay balanced and in motion. The child kept falling because the child did not know how to stay balanced and in motion. And a lot of people who struggle with some type of addiction or struggle with a criminal lifestyle is because they never learned how to live a new lifestyle where they can live it balanced and in motion. And the only way that an individual will change or try to live a better lifestyle is they will have to learn it by repetition. And when you learn something by repetition, that means that even if you fall, you get back up and try again. When you learn something by repetition, you never need to learn that lesson again. Let's use the same child that ride that bike. If you remember when you first learned how to ride a bike, you never needed anyone to teach you how to ride a bike again, because you learned it by repetition. No matter how old the child get or how old we get, we never need someone else to teach us how to ride the bike. That's because when we learned it by repetition, it became embedded or encoded into our DNA. And that's what minor adjustments, one of the keys to minor adjustments want to try to teach individuals to do.
And if you think about it, it works the opposite way. A lot of things that we get stuck in, and a lot of the habits that we pick up is because of things that we've done over and over and over again. So if it can work against us, it can also work for us, just by doing it over and over again, do a new thing over and over again.
Keep doing it, and that's all you gotta do is just learn this thing by repetition. Let's go back to the book. It says the purpose of this workbook is to teach you how to allow your past to push you into your destiny. The term crack house represents a broken place or a broken person, and the term God's house represents something greater. And it's our aim to try to take that brokenness that you have inside and use it to push you into something greater. All we're trying to do is try to inspire individuals, give them hope, give them encouragement, and try to push them into something greater, because we know that it's something great inside of them. So that's what we try to do. Another thing that this book, the introduction has, it has qualifications. In this particular chapter of the introduction, it has my qualifications of me and where I came from and what I've been through. But one of the things that's highlighted in the book, it's not highlighted in your book, but it's highlighted in the book, is repeated failure after failure after failure. And you can take that back to the child. And I use repeated failures after failures as of qualification. It's a qualifier. Why do I say that? I say that because when you repeatedly fail at something, you can tell when you learn from what you failed at when you no longer repeat the same thing. As many as times that I went to in prison, or how many times I was addicted to drugs and went to rehabilitation centers, no matter how many times I did it, it was a repeated failures. Minor adjustments want to teach individuals how to make their failures, pay attention, become their mentors. Your failures can become your mentors. Your failures can teach you exactly what not to do. That's why our motto is anywhere
but backwards.
But backwards. And the reason why we say anywhere but backwards, because most people go back to the area where they fail and they have not learned how to make their failures become their tutors. You can allow your failures to become your tutor. If you was in the same relationships and you keep going through the same type of situations with different men and different women, and you keep failing at that relationship, you can make your failures become your tutors. If you go into the same type of jobs and it seems like the jobs is not panning out for you, then you can make your failures become your tutor. If you keep searching for different places to hang out and it seems like you're getting the same result and you need to make some minor adjustments, you need to learn how to make your failures become your tutor. So always remember that you can make your failures become your tutor. I didn't even say the what you call. I didn't even say the mission statement to minor adjustments. Minor adjustments, mission statement. Minor adjustments is dedicated to preventing and reducing crime, and our primary purpose is to teach men or women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. The main words in the mission statement is obtain and maintain. The word obtain means to come into the possession of something, and the word maintain means to keep in existence. Most individuals who struggle with a criminal lifestyle or struggle with addiction put more emphasis on getting out of jail or getting off of drugs. And that's not even the hard part. To obtain your freedom is easy. The challenge is to maintain it. Why do I say that? I say that because when individuals go to court and they get sentenced to do time for a crime they committed, they know what time they're going to come home because the judge has already gave you a sentence. So no matter if you mess up your good time and you was bad the whole time you were incarcerated, you know when you will come home. So to attain your freedom is easy. The challenge is to maintain it. Do you possess the necessary things, coping skills to maintain your freedom? And I say to obtain your sobriety. That's easy too. To attain your sobriety is easy. The challenge is to maintain it. Why do I say that? I say that because if you wanted to attain your sobriety, you could simply go to detox and go to a rehab and obtain your sobriety. But in order for you to maintain that sobriety, you will have to acquire or accumulate relapse skills. You will have to accumulate coping skills. You will have to change a lot of things the way you have been living. So minor adjustments teach individuals that in order for you to be successful, you not only have to obtain your freedom or to attain your sobriety, you need to figure out what do I have to do to maintain it.
He need a drink after that.
What's up, Mr. Hayes? How you doing? That was Counselor Hayes.
You don't have it up here.
Mm-hmm.
No, you don't.
Go ahead, I got it. Let me see. Go ahead. You can read this.
So a lot of you know a little bit of my my husband's history, but let me give you some of his qualifications. A total of 22 years inside prisons, county jails, halfway houses, and rehabs. I did 11 of those rehabs with him. Addicted from the age of 16 years old to 38 years old. His number one qualification is repeated failure. 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 Reputation. And repetition. He used that over and over again, and every time he repeated it and he failed at it, he got better at it. And that's one of the reasons he started minor adjustments, so we can repeat and something positive and get better at it. We just flipped it. The flip side, right, babe?
Yeah. How you doing, Pastor Roman?
Hey, Pastor Roman.
All right, let's see what we got. Again, minor adjustments motto is anywhere but backwards, and we focused on going anywhere but backwards no matter what come our way. Our focus is always anywhere but backwards. Let's see, the things that you read in this workbook. Again, we are simply doing the introduction, or we showing individuals what we do. Minor adjustments is an 8-week program. The first week is an introduction. The next week we come back, we teach about purpose. The third week we come back, we teach about surrendering. The next week we come in, we teach about visualizing. The next week we come in, we teach them about endurance. After that we come in, we teach them about minor adjustments. After minor adjustments, we come in, we teach them about humility. And after humility, we teach them about living victorious. Again, it's an 8-week program. If anybody would like to have us come in their facility, churches, rehabilitation centers, halfway houses, wherever you guys might work, all y'all got to do is call us at 1-888-373-9524 or go to our minor adjustments website, minoradjustments.org, and we will gladly submit a proposal, talk to the facilitators or the program directors, and we'll come and do the minor adjustment program, which we love to do. Again, this is like the introduction. I just came up with the concept or the idea to want to do, show people or tell people what we do and how we're passionate about it. One of our greatest supporters, Bill and Brenda Gould from Mainline Fuel, they always provide for us the things we need to do the program. We basically are funded by faith. We have faith in God. My daughter told me that if it's God's will, it's God's bill. So we don't really stress about how we're going to get the things to do the program. We just go do what we are called to do, and we keep moving from there.
That's what we do.
Yeah, that's what we do. That's a good thing. Alright, listen. How you doing? How you doing? But another thing about the minor adjustment program, when we do the introduction, we'll basically go through this. What we're doing now is we're just showing you that the first week, how it runs and everything. And at the end of the graduation, they'll get bracelets like these that says anywhere but backwards. They'll get a certificate at the end of the 8 weeks with their name on them that have like a sense of accomplishment, a nice certificate, and they also will be able to keep the workbook that they can work in during the time that we're not with them. And we just have a nice 8-week graduation, a celebration. We'll have food. The facility provide food, or we'll give food. My Aunt Judy usually cook food. Somebody will come up with something. We don't even worry about it.
But mostly you'll get a sense of accomplishment. We had a gentleman said he never graduated anything for all the years, and he was in and out of jails and prisons, and he said that, you know, our group was the first time that he actually completed something, and he felt good about that, and we rejoiced with him. So if not only will you get those small things, the big thing is you'll get is being able to adjust and make minor adjustments and feel accomplished, and it give you a sense of I can do this. And that's what we want you to believe, that you can do it. Yeah.
Because I ain't the smartest one, and I pulled it off. I thank God now. But anyway, it says in the workbook, the introduction, the things that you read in this workbook have been accumulated over the years of my incarceration and my addiction, as well as the life lessons that I've learned from others. I have to inform you right now that in this workbook, we will be dealing with a lot of simplicity. We will make it as simple as possible. We ain't trying to come too deep for you. We want to make it as simple as possible. There is nothing more simple than anywhere but backwards. And that concept is something that was embedded in my head. It came from a Bible verse that I read, and it's Jeremiah 7:24. It says, "Yet they did not obey and incline their ear to me, but they followed the counsel and the dictates of their own hearts, and they kept going backwards instead of forward." And we must go anywhere but backwards. And what I have done is I did it by repetition. By repetition. No matter what comes our way, no matter what I'm facing, no matter how I'm feeling, I have embedded in my head that you just going to have to face what you're facing, because you cannot go backwards. So once I embedded that in my head, it became part of my DNA. So every day that I get up, I first thank God that I'm alive, and after that, I second say I can't go anywhere but backwards. So that came from the concept, if you was watching in the beginning, when I was talking about the kid riding the bike. The kid rode the bike and fell. The kid got on the bike again, he fell. But he kept getting on that bike until one day the parent who had his hand on the seat let the seat go, and the kid kept his balance and he stayed in motion. He kept his balance and he stayed in motion. So if you always know that the reason why he kept his balance finally and he stayed in motion is because he learned how to ride the bike, and he learned that lesson by repetition. By repetition.
And we challenge you after this broadcast or podcast, whatever you want to call it, is over, to just start tomorrow and do one thing differently. I remember at a graduation we had a guy, and he came up and he said, minor adjustments work. He said, it doesn't matter what the religion is. He said, because I'm Muslim. And he said, and I applied the principles and it worked. He said, I got up every day and I had this routine, and I grabbed my cigarette, and he said, I started with, I'm not going to smoke first thing soon as I got up. And he tried it, and he tried it, and he tried it, and next thing you know, he wasn't smoking at all. So it just started with something small. So we challenge you to find something small tomorrow and just do something different.
Try it, yeah. And then when you do that thing different, try to embed it and make it a part of you, especially if it's positive things. You can try to make it embedded in your DNA, and the way you do that is by repetition. That's why I said my expectation for this week is that individuals will grab hold of the concept of learning by repetition. I was about to read something. I ended off with simplicity. It says, experts say that the average person is now bombarded by 35,000 messages a day. Emails, text messages, billboards, television, radio, Twitter, Facebook, and etc. Information overload, the expectations say. Alright, like this. It says people don't need more information. They need to learn how to apply the information they already have. It says people don't need more information. They need to learn how to apply the information they already have. On the front of this book are 3 words. And I'm going to see the people who watch it. It says information plus application equals destination. Now I need anybody who's tuned in to tell me, what do you think the most important word is out of those 3? Information plus application equals destination. Which one of those words do you believe is the most important word? So I'm going to leave that alone, and hopefully anybody who's tuned in, put it on the screen and let me know which one of the words between information plus application equals destination. What one do you believe is the most important word? It says people don't need more information. They need to learn how to apply the information they already have. The reason why we are doing what we are doing is because we can use what we've been through to help stop people. Hold on. The reason why we are doing what we're doing is because if we can help people stop going through the same thing we went through, then we will use our lives as a testimony to show them not to go down that same road. Alright, it says we want to share the good news with the poor. We want to heal the brokenhearted. We want to proclaim the liberty to the captives, and we open the prison to those who may be bound. Hold on, somebody, what words they say? Pastor Roman says application. My sister Snow, destination. Somebody else, what word do you think is the most? Information plus application equals destination. All right, let's see. It says we want to open up the prison to those who may be bound, spiritually, physically, mentally, emotionally, or sexually, and to confront all those who mourn. Why? To give them beauty for their ashes and the joy for their mourning, and a garment of praise, something greater, for the spirit of heaviness, brokenness. It says that they may be called people of righteousness, people with character instead of criminals, addicts, and thugs. We want people to have a different name. I wrote a book. One of my books is called God Change Your Name. I'm looking for my book. It's called God Change Your Name. And what we're trying to do is get individuals to be called something other than addicts. You thug, you this, and you that. No, why don't you just call me a mighty woman of God or a mighty man of God or something.
And we're trying to get others to stop calling themselves that.
Yeah, don't call yourself that. You're not that. You're no longer that. I don't know what you used to be, but you're no longer that. Anywhere.
But backwards.
Anywhere but backwards. All right. This workbook is designed to read the.
This workbook is designed to inspire you, motivate you, and lead you to your true destination. Empower you spiritually, mentally, emotionally, and relationally.
What's up, Larry?
Go inside programs, prisons, jails, halfway houses, rehabs, and homeless centers. This workbook is designed to help men and women obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle. It's also designed to help men and women to make minor adjustments. One of the things I know, when I used to go to the meetings with my husband, we would go to NAA meetings, and I would go to make sure he stayed there.
And yeah, because I used to leave. Oh, God.
Dad. But one of the things that never agreed with him is when he had to stand up and say, "Hi, my name is Michael, and I'm an addict."
Yeah.
And he could have been clean, but he still had to say, "I'm an addict." And I know some people believe that once an addict, always an addict, even if you have some sobriety. But we don't believe that, because we believe who the Son set free is free indeed.
That's right.
And if he set you free, you are no longer that thing, because God is the only thing, only person, only entity who can take the same thing and make it over brand new.
That's right.
So if you are brand new, you are no longer what you used to be.
That's right. So I don't promote you, Chen. No, I'm a mighty man of God. Anywhere but backward. Anything that associated with my past life, I don't want anything to do with it.
Unless it's to teach a lesson to someone else.
Unless it's to teach a lesson. The only time I talk about, I don't even sit around and have conversation about the drugs and places and things that I did. The only time I talk about, that's good, babe. The only time I talk about my past life is to help somebody else. That's the total. I never talk about it. The only time I use it or talk about it is to help another individual.
And tell them why. Because I remember one time with my husband, he stayed clean for like a year. Mm-hmm. And I wanted to know, like, what made you go back? And he started telling me that every day he wake up and he realized he wasn't thinking about getting high. And I'm like, well, what's wrong with that? But he started thinking about why he wasn't thinking about getting high. And that thought process took him backwards. And so that's one of the things, minor adjustments to what you're thinking. Don't meditate on the why.
That's right.
Don't meditate on how come, and don't meditate on yesterday. Take that moment for what it's worth and keep going forward.
How you doing? What's up, new Larry? How you doing, man? Hey, listen, minor adjustments. Again, I'm going to go back. Okay, repetition. That's my expectation, is that individuals will grab hold of the concept of learning by repetition. Minor adjustments. What we're doing right now is basically showing individuals how we do the minor adjustments program. The first week is an introduction week. When we go to facilities, we have an introduction week. Basically, get to know the clients we're going to be dealing with. Let the clients know who the individuals or the facilitators will be, what time we will start group, if it's going to be a smoke break here and there or whatever. We will go through all the rules and get everything out of the way. And minor adjustments is just an 8-week program that we created, and we will come into different facilities. And if there's anybody out there who work in facilities would like to have the minor adjustment program, again, y'all can just contact us at 1-888-373-9524 or go to our website and leave us a message and we'll get back to you. Minor adjustments mission statement. Again, I keep saying it because I need to get people to understand or learn by repetition, so I'm going to repeat it over and over. Minor adjustments is dedicated to preventing and reducing crime. Our primary purpose is to teach men or women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. And the two words that we want to get and instill in individuals from that mission statement is the word obtain and the word maintain. And the reason we always pick out those words is because I teach them that to attain your freedom is easy. The challenge is to maintain it. To obtain your sobriety, that's easy. The challenge is to maintain it. The word obtain means to come into the possession of something, and the word maintain means to keep it in existence. Most individuals put more effort in getting out of jail. I guarantee you, if you have a loved one who's incarcerated, how many times they call you? If they was on the streets, how many times they call you? Why? Because they put more effort in getting out of jail and less effort in staying out of jail. That's why I teach individuals to obtain your freedom. That's the easy part. The challenge is to maintain it. Do you possess the necessary skills to maintain your freedom? Do you possess the necessary rehabilitation skills to maintain your sobriety? So we always have them, recited. To attain your freedom is easy. My challenge is to maintain it. If you go to our website, you'll see individuals reciting that because we want them to learn by repetition.
And not only that, you can give them the answer to what's the most important out of those 3 words.
Yeah. What's the most important word? Okay, what's the most important word out of information plus application equals destination? The most important word out of those 3 is application. And the reason why application is important is because if I gave you the information and you never applied the information, it will not get you to your right destination. Stay with me. You'll end up at a destination, county jail somewhere, but you won't end up at your purpose destination. Because if you get the information and you never apply it, you won't get to the true destination that God had for you. When I took the information that I acquired from Pastor Roman, hi Mr. John Lutlow, he was my chaplain at Keswick, and when I gained the information, when I got the information, I had to apply it. When I left the drug rehabilitation center, I applied the information, and after I applied the information, I reached the destination that God had already ordained for our lives. So when you realize information plus application equals destination, that destination you will get to if you apply the information is the one that you have already been ordained before you was even born. So we're walking in a destination from us applying our information that we received. Our foundation is our biblical foundation, is our spirituality. We base everything off of our spirituality. Once we stand on that foundation, apply those principles, then we ended up at the destination that we're walking in now. That's just the surface of where we're headed, and we're just basically applying the information. So the most important word is application. So whoever said application, all of y'all is pick the right one, because you have to apply it. How you doing? How you doing, Izzy? That's remember the poem? He wrote the poem.
Oh yeah. Hey.
He wrote the poem. How you doing, man? Minor adjustments graduate.
Yeah.
Yeah, how you doing? So again, we're just going through what we do for the minor adjustment program, and we have a lot of individuals out there who have took it that's online now. It's good to hear from y'all and good to see y'all.
I would like to say that like my husband said, if there's any organization that would like to consider us coming in, we want to make it known that we are open to every religion. We do not discriminate. We do not force our beliefs on you. We will let you know that no matter what you believe, that these principles can still work. But what we do say is that you're free to believe whatever you want, but make sure that the God that you're believing in is one that works. We stand as witnesses that our Father, our God, our Lord and Savior works.
Amen. Amen.
So that's all we say. We don't force it on you. We stand as an example that it works.
Good to see you, brother. Good to see you. He's a graduate from the Minor Adjustment Program. Again, Minor Adjustment's motto is anywhere but backwards, and we just simply here today as telling people, having an introduction. We will be on here every Friday at 6 o'clock. Like next week is my greatest subject that I love to teach on, and this purpose. So next Friday at 6 o'clock, we will go through the chapter of purpose, and that's what we're going to do each week.
Invite friends. 6 o'clock Friday.
Yeah, invite people to come, friends. You know, watch it online. And we basically doing a synopsis of...
Watch it as a group.
Watch it as a group, yeah. If you got somebody that you know that will benefit from it, share it, like it, tag it, and have them be ready every Friday for the next 8 weeks. And if you're tuned anywhere but backwards, man. And if you're tuned in and stuff, we're just going to go try to instill, inspire, encourage, and give hope to individuals.
And if you have any questions... shoot us inboxes and let us know, so we can have your answers for you on Friday. You can you can send anything. You can email us at mineradjustments2013@gmail.com. It'll be under the comments. Type it in there, and you can just click on put the email on there in the comments. Just put it on there. And the email will be in the comment section of this video, mineradjustments2013@gmail.com. And y'all can leave messages in the email, and if y'all have any questions and everything like that. And hopefully every week, if y'all tuned in, just like y'all tuned in today at 6 o'clock, we'll be here every Friday at 6 p.m. and we'll be able to ask questions. Y'all got questions y'all want to ask us. You know, she the smart one. I just say yeah, but anyway. Don't listen to him.
But so that's all we wanted to do. But right now we finished. The first thing that you will need to have for this minor adjustments process to begin to work is a willing mind. A willing mind. What do I mean by that? It's up to you, I'm talking about the workbook, to study each unit and make the necessary adjustments in life that you need to put into action. Meaning, when I give you the workbook, when the clients get the workbook, it's up to them, not me, because I won't be in the facility wherever they are. It's up to them to make the necessary adjustments in life that you need and put into action. That's the person that you are responsible. The individuals are responsible. Check this out. When I started drinking beer in the sixth grade, and ended up smoking crack cocaine at 38, with other drugs in between. Due to that, I ended up on probation. Watch this. Then rehabs, then parole, then the county jail, then eventually the state prison. And normally, watch this, those are the steps that a lot of us took. And that's what you call a process. So it's no need to teach you how to go through a process because you mastered that. But in order for you to get to your true destination, you must have a willing mind. If you follow the steps in these units, it will produce a change of direction in your life. Each chapter, purpose, surrender, visualizing, endurance, humility, minor adjustments, humility, living victorious. If you follow the steps in this book, if you follow the steps in the book, it will produce a change in your life somehow. But you have to do the work because they have questions. Wait till next week because we're not going to go through the question part. But the next week, next Friday is the part when we do purpose, when we're talking about purpose. But each chapter have questions and it asks you questions, and those questions are different for each individual. Every question will be answered different, and it's not for us to take the book from the client and say, let me see what your answers is, because each of them going to have different answers.
It's for you.
I'm just want to get them to start thinking like, yeah, why did I do that? So we're trying to do, I wrote the book in that concept of getting the individuals to start thinking, why did I do that? So that's what that's all about. Let's see. Each unit in this workbook represents one of those steps that will be a process. Something that you have clearly mastered. Our goal and our focus is always about you. Our goal and our focus is always about you. And what we need you to focus on is how to allow your past to push you into your destiny. We want you to learn how to allow your past to push you into your destiny. But remember, you must be willing to go anywhere but backwards. So in order for you to do what you need to do, you have to be willing to go anywhere but backwards. And I remember the story about a bully in the courtyard, and it said this particular bully made a list of all the people he can whoop. And the list was going around in the schoolyard, and this one particular kid got the list, and he looked on it and he seen his name on it. So he went over to Big Bad Bob. He said, Big Bob, hey, you created this list with all these names of the people you can whoop on it. And he says, yeah, you seen the list? And the kid said, yeah, my name on it. And you can't whoop me. So the Big Bad Bully said, let me get that list, son. He took the list from me. He said, why you want the list? He said, so I can take your name off of it. Now, I said all that to say this. There's a big bad bully out there with your name on it. And you have to make some minor adjustments and confront that bully and tell that bully, take my name off your list. If you're struggling with an addiction, you need to confront that bully and tell that bully, take my name off your list. If you're struggling with a criminal lifestyle, you need to confront that bully and tell that bully, take your name off his list. If you're struggling with debt, you need to confront that bully and tell that bully, take your name off his list. If you're struggling with pornography or lust, you need to confront that bully and tell that bully, take my name off your list. If you're struggling with fear, you need to confront that bully and tell that bully, take my name off your list. If you're struggling with insecurities, you need to confront that bully and tell that bully to take your name off his list. I don't know what your particular struggle may be, but I know that there's a bully out there that has your name on it, and you need to make some minor adjustments. Instead of you always being on the defensive, it's time for you to get on the offense and confront that bully and tell that bully, take my name off your list. And that's the minor adjustment that you need to make today. And I'm glad that you tuned in and heard us today. I hope you'll be encouraged. I hope you will tune in next week. And minor adjustments is dedicated to preventing and reducing crime. And our primary purpose is to teach men or women how to make the minor adjustments that are necessary in their lives, which will allow them to obtain and maintain a productive lifestyle after incarceration and or rehabilitation. And we don't believe in doing anything. Our purpose is greater than our struggles. And the first thing you have to understand, that the Bible in Jeremiah 7:24, it says, "Yet they did not obey and incline their ear to me, but they followed the counsel and the dictates of their evil hearts, and they kept going backwards and not forward." You have to go anywhere but backwards. Thank y'all. We'll see y'all next Friday, 6 p.m. Like, share, tell somebody to tune in. Next week, we'll be dealing with purpose. And I love y'all. God bless y'all. And I pray that everything will go right in your lives. And I pray that we encourage some individuals. This is just something that God laid on my heart to do. Me and my wife came home from work just like everybody else. And I'm focused and I'm dedicated. And hopefully y'all be able to go get my new book. And my new book is called My Purpose is Greater Than My Struggle. If you want to inquire about getting any of my 8 books, just contact us. Again, if anybody out there would like to have the Minor Adjustments program coming to your facility, just go to our website, minoradjustments.org, or call us at 1-888-373-9524. And after that, we out of here. Go ahead, babe.
If you are fiance, wife, mother, daughter, sister, girlfriend of someone that's struggling, you can tune in as well, because that wasn't my issue. And sometimes we're so caught up in the issue of that person that is actively struggling with something that you can see, that we don't look at ourselves and think that there's anything wrong with us, because we're focused on them. So you can use this tool, because it's not just about going to prison and addicts. It's for everybody. We all need some minor adjustments, you know. And for those couples that are do have an issue where someone is struggling with an addiction, some sort of issue that it seems great, once again, we're here as witnesses that God can restore, God can renew. Like I say, He's the only entity that can take the same thing and make it over brand new. So I implore you to tune in, to ask questions, to get the book, to invite God into your life, and start your journey of going anywhere but backwards.
I want to read this real quick, and then we're going to be out of here. And again, I'd like to thank y'all for tuning in. And it says, leadership coach Dan Reeland observed, if communicators teach out of need, insecurity, ego, or even responsibilities, they're not giving. The needy person wants praise, something the audience must give. The insecure person wants approval and acceptance, something the audience must give. The egotistical person wants to be lifted up, to be superior and just a little bit better than everyone else, something the audience must give. Even the person motivated by responsibility wants to be recognized as a faithful worker, to be seen as responsible, something the audience must give. Most communicators teach in one of these moods all the time and aren't even aware of it. But then there's the giver. These people teach out of love, grace, gratitude, compassion, and passion, and overflow. These are all given moods. Each of these moods are the heart. The audience doesn't have to give them anything, only receive. The teachers are actually the gift. So we don't need to receive from the audience. In order for us to walk in our purpose of minor adjustments, we need to give the audience something. We see y'all next week. Thank y'all.
Bye.